All right, everybody, we are back with another episode of the What's Next podcast. I'm your host, Levi Casada. Behind the scene, I do have today my man, Tony Hernandez. Say hello, Tony.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
What's up, Tony?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Well, what's going on? So, hey, you know, we're at the end of the year. 2023 is gone. 2024 is around the corner. I can't believe 23 is... I don't know where it went, but this is gonna be my last episode for the year. So I'm super excited to have this gentleman, this good looking guy, man. I don't know, you know, I've had a lot of good looking people in here, but yeah, he's got the smile, he's got the look, he's got the personality. So I can't wait to get into it with him. But he's with the Finest City Homes and Loans. Please welcome Marco Barnett. What's up, buddy? Yeah. You're here today.
Thanks, Levi. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for coming in. You're, like I said, you're my last guest for the year.
Man, what a privilege. What an honor.
Yeah.
I hope it's a good one.
It should be a good one, of course. We're just gonna, we're gonna just talk about everything.
Absolutely.
All right. It's the first podcast.
First podcast ever. I've jumped into the video wagon this year, and it's been quite an experience. I was a semi-pro singer when I was little, so I was around a lot of cameras back in the day, like in the 90s, and it's been fun. It's been fun to come back to it and be in front of a camera and smile and tell everything about the business now in the real estate career, but it's great. It's awesome. Now
I know why you got that personality like that, because, Courtney mentioned something to me, like in passing, like a week or two ago. She said, you're going to love Marco, and he used to be a professional singer. I couldn't remember what she told me, and I was like stumbling today. I'm like, what did she say he used to be? And so, dang.
A lot of my colleagues and friends here in the real estate community don't know that about me, but I'm gonna have something to share it. But
yeah, because they're gonna make you pop out in a song.
But recently at Finest City, I've been singing at a couple of events, networking events, and it's been great. And actually one agent gave me an idea. Why don't you sing at your next listing and promote it that way? And
heck yeah.
You're absolutely right. Let's
that
get a mariachi band.
Mariachi, that's what you sing, right?
Yeah. Mariachi, ballad, a little bit of pop, and So that's my next project.
Okay.
Listing coming soon with a mariachi and a good song.
Are you like the Pepe Aguilar?
Oh, I love Pepe Aguilar. He just did a song with Mark Anthony. That's amazing.
That's amazing, dude. That's so cool.
You know who that is?
Not at all. The funny part is I'm Hispanic, and so I know this guy makes fun of me all the time. I need to dive into my culture a little bit more. Unfortunately, like I haven't. I need to find that side of my.
You are Hispanic?
Nice. Family from Nogales, from like.
No way.
Yeah.
Barnetts are from Nogales.
Really?
Sonora.
Quesada.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we're cousins.
100%. Yeah.
But Pepe Aguilar, amazing singer, good singer, Tony. Yeah.
Well, I won't make you sing today.
No.
Unless you want to.
No.
I'll
do something at the end.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so awesome. Well, let's jump right into it, man. So you're from...
So I was born in San Diego.
Okay.
Raised in Tijuana. My family's from Tijuana. My parents were born in San Diego as well, but my grandparents were from Sonora.
Yeah.
Sonora and Mexicali. So I'm second generation born in the U.S.
Okay.
Grew up in Tijuana. Did the cross-border culture throughout my young life, and that still is very normal and very common to go to school here in San Diego, cross the border, go back to Tijuana, and same thing with groceries and shopping. And I mean, people don't realize how good we have it geographically, right? We're in the busiest border in the world, and we get to enjoy the things from the U.S. and be in Mexico in 5 minutes, right? Well, not anymore, but it was like that back in the day. So I grew up in Tijuana and moved to San Diego on my own when I was 21 years old.
Going, just to jump into this, going to school and living in Tijuana, did you ever feel not out of place? I mean, like, because you're young and people are like, oh, you live in Mexico. I know there's growing up, there's a lot of...
The transition was a little bit difficult to adjust to friends. But as far as education, I feel that it was super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we learned English since we were in like first grade in TJ. So we had English class.
Okay.
So the language barrier was not there. It was good. It was just more of the the mingling or
Yeah.
getting acquainted with other peeps here from San Diego, right, from the U.S. because we're like the outsiders, right?
Yeah,
You're coming
right.
to school here. Where are you guys from? Like, because we would come in a bunch of like 10 or 15 to each grade, right? So, but yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't not uncommon. It was very common.
Yeah. Because I just know, like, I mean, I didn't grow up here, but just feeling like, oh, you know, when especially we come over and like from Arizona or somewhere, like, oh, Mexico's a whole different country.
Yeah.
But you were living that country to country.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
day to day.
For sure.
So you don't do the commute anymore. You moved in your 20s.
Yes, 21. I moved to my first place. Worked at my first job was Avis Rent a Car with a good friend of mine, Pete. We ran the Sweetwater National City branch and brought all the clients. Like it's funny because he was running it as an agency operator and he brought me in, and numbers skyrocketed. All of a sudden, I was renting cars to all my friends from TJ.
Really?
All my friends, my family, everybody's renting cars from. But yeah, that was my first gig, and got my own place. And oh man, this is crazy. Right up the street, right up the floor from, remember F Street? Like the adult
The
shop?
bookstore?
Yeah. There was a studio there for like $650, and I moved in. I grabbed it. It was like a brick building, super nice, and that was my first spot. And then from there, moved to Bankers Hill, which is funny because that's right across the street from Finest City.
Yeah.
Second and Juniper. So I lived there for about 4 years. And,
Okay.
but yeah, that was my transition from Tijuana to San Diego.
Yeah. There was one point in your life you moved to, I want to say, Miami.
I did. I went to Miami to pursue the singer entertainer life, and I went with the manager. I moved out there and tried to pursue that, and it didn't quite work out as I wanted to. I didn't have the discipline, the desire to be a singer.
How old were you then?
I was 23.
Sorry, I'm dating
23,
you.
24. 23,
Yeah.
24. So,
Okay.
still the party life, you know. I mean, I had a girlfriend at the time, and we would just like to go out and travel, and
Yeah.
But it was there. I wanted to be a singer, but I didn't realize what goes behind being a singer, right?
Yeah.
The dedication, the discipline, the just the strict follow that you have to do.
You're a kid. That's why I asked what age you were, because you moved to a city like that's booming at 23, 24, and you're just like, and is Miami where you would go to become a singer like that? Because I was wondering, like, not LA. Yeah, so it would be more
Miami for the Latin, and then
Latin.
All the record labels were there, like the big time. They're still there. Sony, EMI Capital, BMG. So all of them are there in Miami. So yeah, Universal. But yeah, I did a couple of good auditions there with record labels, and I had done something in the past year in Mexico when I was 18 locally, so they kind of knew who I was. And right when I was about to get a contract, I ditched somewhere else. Like I went to a party, and I didn't go to the meeting. And that was the point where I saw, you know what, my manager even told me at the time, he's like, dude, maybe this is not your calling, you know?
Right.
Maybe you should do something else, because it's not, if not, you would have come to this meeting, right? It was a very important meeting that I missed. And that was kind of a reality check for me. So
right.
I'm like, I'm gonna do something else.
Dude, it's kind of funny because I feel like at that age, I'm speaking to everyone that age right now. It's like you're in that time in your life. That is a turning point. It is. You go one way or another. I mean, I can look back and be like, okay, I never finished college, but like around that time, it's like if I would have maybe drank a little bit less and went to a little bit more classes, I would have a college degree right now, but I would be doing something else. And it's very interesting that time in everybody's life is kind of like a turning point of where you can go. Yeah. So having the right mentors early on 100% is a good thing, I think. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. So from there, you also went to Vegas. Yeah, I moved to Las Vegas right after that. So I went to school for hospitality management, graduated, went to transferred with a job that I had from Miami to Vegas within the rent-a-car industry. And I had met someone in the hotel that I worked in Miami at the Delano Hotel. Crazy enough, at the Delano, I had met these guys that were doing mortgages. So at that time, I knew about mortgages. I knew you get a mortgage to buy a home. Yeah. But I didn't quite knew how it worked, right? So these guys were like popping bottles of Cristal at the pool, and I'm like, who are these guys, right? Like, so working at the hotel, I approached them, like, hey, like, welcome to the hotel. Is there anything we can do for you? Like, I know you guys are
buying bottles and having a great time. Anything, please let us know if we can do anything else for you and make it a more enjoyable stay. And as I stayed, it was like Winter Music Conference month. It was like March, so Miami, right? Party week or whatever. And they're like, yeah. So we do, in a conversation, they're like, we do mortgages. So we came to open an office here in Miami, and we have our headquarters is in Chicago. And as I started talking to them more and more that week, he's like, well, I mean, you seem like a nice guy. You do sales. Like, I mean, I think you'd be a great fit if you want to come over to Chicago and train. This is, it's called Tamayo Financial.
Okay.
And they did refinances. They did a lot of purchases, but mainly refinance for the Hispanic community. And he's like, I think you'd do great. Come to Chicago, 2-week training. And I'm like, this is all like foreign to me, right? Like mortgages and what do I have to lose, right? Let's go to Chicago, 2 weeks training, November. I get there, we do the training.
November in Chicago, though?
I showed up with like a little North Face fleece and I was like freezing my balls off.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, so I learned about the mortgage industry and I got licensed through their banking license and started originating back in 2005. Moved to Las Vegas. So back to your question. Yes, moved to Las Vegas. With my job still at the rental car, I had a job transfer, but then taking in that role as well to originate loans through Tamayo Financial at their Las Vegas office.
Oh, very cool.
So it was cool. It was good to learn about mortgages, about originating, and we did commercials with a show called it was called it's still on Piolín por la Mañana. It's like a Hispanic show. We got radio leads through that, and the people would call in. So it was a great learning experience. Amazing, just times, learning about the mortgage industry. And so that was Vegas from 2007 to 10, and then came back to San Diego.
Yeah.
You work at Piolín?
No. So Piolín, Tamayo hired Piolin's show to generate leads.
Got it.
So they would run a commercial at Piolin's show por la mañana.
Yeah.
And the audience, the Hispanic audience, would call in. It's like, if you want to do si quieres refinanciar, llama este número and it was me, right? It was Marco Barnett.
I work for him.
No way, really? For Piolín? Wow.
Yeah, I work on his promotion team.
Did you remember that? Did you remember Tamayo Financial?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. How long was that?
So that was from 2007 to 2010. We ran the ad for 3 years.
I started working there in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I started.
Wow,
yeah.
crazy.
That's
Promotions.
crazy. Yeah.
I was in charge of going, how they go to the streets?
And
like promotes that. That's what I was doing in the beginning.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
dude. That's why I was like, cool. That's
yeah. We ran the ads. Well, the company ran the ads for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. They were good, solid leads. So yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff,
Good stuff, man. Yeah.
That's cool. How'd you like Vegas?
Lost wages. Amazing. I mean, it's definitely a city of excitement, of movement, change, and nightlife, and definitely would not raise a family there.
Anything you want to do, anything you can imagine, It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's
at any time.
Yeah. I mean, 24/7, right? You got it at your fingertips. But it's crazy because I do have friends that are raising their kids there and they're growing up great kids, but for me personally, it's just, I mean, I started drinking a lot there, It was going out for happy hours, especially in the mortgage industry.
I was gonna say in this industry, you kind of just
you get invited to a lot of NAREP events, a lot of a lot of Altera events, a lot of the mortgage industry businesses and networking events. So every day was a different one.
Yeah.
So and I was single at the time, and it was, but it's still I would never. I never regret living there. It was amazing times, great times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Vegas, man. That's
from Miami to Las Vegas. Right?
I know you're going. You start on the West Coast, go to the East Coast, and then back to the West Coast. But going to Las Vegas, and you're still a young kid at that time, and so now you have a little bit of money. Hopefully, you're not putting it on the tables, trying to double down. And whatnot. That's what they tell you. Don't
put on black.
Put all black. Yeah, bet on black. Yeah. So from Vegas, did you come back to San Diego, and you're
came back to San Diego? Got married in 2010. Met my ex-wife through High Five. Remember High Five?
Yeah.
We knew each other from Tijuana, but got married in 2012. And 2010 did not work out, and got I don't like to say the D word, but I got separated.
Yeah, separated. It happens.
Yeah, in 2012, and then from 2012, that's when I started back in the rental car industry again. And it wasn't until about 2016, as I told you before, 2016, when I got licensed to do real estate.
Okay, I want to find this time frame here though. You're a staff sergeant in the Air Force. When did that all
wow.
How old were you, and like when did you get there?
So this was over a Christmas conversation with my older brother, who's still in. He's active duty with the Army. He's a colonel, and over a Christmas conversation, he's like, "Hey, dude, like, what do you got going on for on the long run, right? For your when you retire." He's always thinking about ahead, right? Always
older,
smart, super smart.
Yeah. It's always the older ones.
You're right. I mean, I've been with hospitality on and off, and I'm doing real estate now. I mean, so no 401k, right? So yeah, it's crazy. He's like, you should look into the reserves. Like the reserves, like what is that? Like, yeah, it's through the military, any branch, right? But you do your reservist. You go in there once a month for your commitment, giving back, and then you go back home, right? I'm like, does that exist? So it's like a part-time military member?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like a part-time military member. You can also pick and choose. Like if you want to do like all your drills from the year, you can do them through like a program that you go in a month or two and then you're done, right? So I was like, oh, dude, but military, like me, like Miami, Vegas, like I don't know if it's
pop singer. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right fit, but he's like, yeah, like just try it out. Like go to the ASVAB and see what they offer you and see if it's something that you would pursue. I was in my 30s, so I've been in about 8-9 years. So yeah, so late 30s, late bloomer for sure. But I went in. Long story short, I went in, took the ASVAB, got a passed. Ironic. I mean, crazy enough, passed for the Air Force score. And they offered me 3 jobs, and I took one, and it's been quite an amazing journey.
You're not scared of heights, because I've seen a couple of you're up there in a plane.
Oh yeah. I'm not afraid of flights. I mean, I've done a few flights with C-17s. Not me as a pilot, but as a passenger. KC-130s. Deployed to Kuwait. Done a lot of stateside deployments, TDYs, what you call them, just like yearly trainings, annual trainings here in the States. And it's just been an amazing journey to be part of something that big, and giving back too. And then the reward, I always tell people, not that I'm trying to recruit anybody, but I always tell people the return on investment, as we say, for you giving your time is huge. The VA loan, for one, right? You get, which is the best mortgage product in the entire world,
right?
In my humble opinion. And then second, you get TRICARE, you get medical, right, for you and your family for $200. So,
yeah.
So just with those two, it pays for the entire span of the career, right? So to me, it's just a small token of what I can give back to this country that's given me so much.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot out there that people don't know about, besides like everybody thinks boot camp and stuff like that, but in long term of how it can take care of you, schooling, going to school, and the loans afterwards, your insurance, like you're taken care of pretty well.
Everything, the Montgomery GI Bill now for education, you can roll it into your kids.
Yeah.
If you don't use the entire amount, you can roll it into your kids, which is huge. State college is paid for them,
Yeah.
So again, is this the return? And a lot of people are misinformed of what they offer, right? They just think, oh yeah, boot camp, I'm going to go, they're going to send me to war. But chances are we're not, there's a big probability that we're not. So at the same time, I think and if you go, you're not gonna be in the front lines fighting everybody else, right? Depending on your career field, of course, but hopefully you're not exposed to that side of the military. But
and the reason I bring this up, and I want to talk about that, because I do get a lot of veterans that sit down with me in here, and then they turn their career into real estate afterwards, because of knowing that, oh crap, they've traveled everywhere. And they could have bought property, or somebody hasn't talked to them about what their benefits are, like the VA loans and stuff like that. And they get out and they're like, if I would have known this 10 years ago when I started in the military, I would have started investing and had investment property everywhere I went.
100%.
So, yeah.
I think from talking to my colleagues at my squadron and a lot of the branches and friends that are still in the military is just misinformation, number one. And two, I think it's intimidation. I think they go in and think it's all foreign, right? It's all scary. Like they don't. And the biggest thing is we tend, because it happened to me, to get to auto disqualify ourselves. Like, oh, I'm not going to get approved. And they don't know it's that easy, right? To get approved. And the it's more lenient, right? The VA
Yeah.
loan is a little bit more lenient than any other mortgage product out there. So I think it's those two things that I think the statistic was 70 to 80% of military members have not used their VA loan. So
What?
yeah,
That
it's crazy.
high?
That's crazy. Yeah.
What?
It's crazy.
That's
It's
what, and that makes sense now, because I wonder why, people come on this platform and other platforms
Yeah.
and talk about it a lot. And then I still feel like they don't know. They just,
it's misinformation.
there's no follow-up questions. And that's the thing. I feel like in this podcast alone, I feel like the main thing is ask questions.
Exactly.
That's the only way you find out things. Well, I know you're going to hear no's a lot and you'll hear yeses, but you got to ask not even the right question, just ask questions to the right people.
Exactly.
And you're going to find the information you need.
Yeah, 100%. And that's one goal of mine for this coming into this 2024 is to advocate, to inform them, to organize events, and not to push yourselves, inform the consumer, right? Inform the military member that it's out there, it's available for you. It's your entitlement.
Yeah.
You should take advantage of it and invest wisely and use it.
And that's a great thing, because like I said, I've talked to a few people, and it's like, man, if I would have known this, I would have started building my wealth sooner. And like, you look out, you start, you're right. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's getting harder, but it is never too late.
Yeah. But
So-
man, 0%. I mean, closing costs, basically paid for by the seller. So it's huge.
Yeah, that's cool. So now you've gone up in planes. Have you ever jumped out of a plane?
I've never jumped out of planes.
Good
That
for
was
you.
one of the career fields that it offered me when I first joined, and it was a helicopter parachuter on the medical side, and I was like, nah, I want to.
So to this day, have you never parachuted? Okay.
Never.
Damn.
Yeah.
But you had to be prepared just in case.
So we have military training, obviously, on the side of like arms. Like we have some ongoing training yearly, but never for parachuting.
For parachuting. Oh man, I saw those big planes you're in. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if he just, because you have one video of the cargo.
It's a C-17.
Open in the
it's
back
insane.
the whole time. I'm like,
It's my favorite plane.
dude, I get terrified if any turbulence comes in a normal plane. But you have the back open. You're taking video.
Oh,
People are
hell yeah.
you're scanning, and people are just like nonchalantly like sitting there like relaxing. I'm like, half your plane is open right now.
Yeah.
yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
So jumping into your career now, where did you start when you? So you're still active.
Still active on the reserve side.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So my commitment is only once a month, and I'm with the Force Support Squadron in Moreno Valley. March Air Reserve Base. It's so FSS. We cover a little bit of everything. So we cover food, fitness, lodging, outdoor recreation, mortuary, protocol. So it's like 6 areas right now. I'm assigned to the outdoor recreation area.
Yeah.
And basically it's admin job, but we go in there Saturday and Sunday once a month, and then 2 weeks out of the year.
Okay.
That's my commitment now with the reserves.
Yeah, nice.
With the Air Force.
Yeah, you got a family and everything, so it's kind of nice to
to
How many
disconnect.
kids you have? Yeah.
So
get away a little bit.
So we have 3 kids.
Okay.
Collectively, and a 14-year-old girl, 9-year-old boy, and a newborn. I just had a baby last year in December. So
Congratulations, man.
11
That's
months.
awesome.
He's gonna be a year in a week.
It's the best age.
Yeah, best thing in the world that
Isn't
happened
it?
to me. Yes, absolutely.
Three's well, they're all kind of spread out, which is nice.
Yeah. So my wife's the 2, and then we had our baby together. But yeah, I went from a party of 1 to a party of 5 in a period of like a year and a half.
A year and a half. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Congratulations. Hey, dude, I'm dealing with a 13-year-old female right now. I know.
It's crazy, right?
It's
TikTok.
It's scary. TikTok.
Social media.
Yeah, we keep her
Pressure.
off as, she doesn't have a phone yet, and
Yeah.
she's pushing for it. But
That's
still,
good. That's good.
I'm definitely like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys have some advice out there and stuff, but they just seem depressed, like day in and day out. When they laugh and actually bring like light to you, you're like, oh, okay, they're still alive in there. But like, there's times like I'm
in
dropping
the
off.
rooms, right? In the rooms, or
Yeah, they'll laugh and chuckle in the room like, oh, okay, she enjoys being alive still.
Yeah.
But like, damn, like that age, I get it. I coach that age too for volleyball, and they're going through hormones. They're going through, they're going through changes in school and trying to figure out where they fit in.
Totally.
Guys, it's like guys fit in. It's like, all right, I play video games. There's a lot of guys that play video games. I play sports, and you still can kind of have that, that crossover at that age and stuff like that. Or you do, but for girls, it's like there's cliques, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have that growing up. I mean,
No, I don't feel like
no social media, and nowadays it's like it's tough for them. So I understand, and I put myself in her shoes, and it's tough. It's a tough time to live in with the sexting and with the
Oof, I
body
don't even wanna-
shaming
yeah,
and
that's
all
crazy,
that stuff. So I try to be there as much as I can for support. But yeah, we live in crazy times. And like you said, you control it, right? You put some blocks or some restrictions there, and hopefully they hang out with the right crowd. And
It's just, yeah. And it starts at home too.
Of course.
I think just being
100%.
available, being aware. You know, I saw a great video the other day on Instagram, which is kind of funny that I saw the video on a social media platform, but he was talking about like going into a business meeting or going and just sitting with your family, and he's holding the phone right now. He goes, I'm holding the phone. How, does it look like I'm invested in you guys right now?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, just holding the phone, not looking at it, not doing anything, but just holding it seems like you're disinterested.
Exactly.
So when you go on like listing appointments, I think he was kind of talking about that, and he goes, okay, now I put it in the phone. I put the phone down in front of us. Do I still feel like you've got 100% of my? No.
Because it's
like,
there.
It's there. So when you sit at the dinner table, it's like maybe put it away. Like even if it's face down, it still shows that it's still there. So it starts at home, and I'm guilty of it too. So after seeing that, I'm like, dang, just the presence of that device cuts you off of full attention of the person next to you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to put down our phones every once in a while. It's
do.
tough to do it, but that's how we live, man.
do.
That's technology. We lived in a different world, and yeah. So now you're in real estate. You jumped into real estate in 2016.
Yes.
Got your license.
Yes.
What drove you to do that?
Honestly, it was, my friend Mauricio Perez, he was with Keller Williams, or he still, I don't know what the name is right now, but he approached me and said, Marco, you're doing, I think we messaged through Facebook or something. You're a sales rep or account manager at Hertz, and you should come check out my team. You should do real estate, and you like the checks, and you're a natural salesman. You should just try it out. Try it out. It was a casual conversation. We met up, and he showed me a check. He was like, "This is what you could be making." I was like, "I was sold."
Wait, that's in one transaction.
I was sold that day, and long story short, I got licensed in 2016. But with the military, I was gone in 2017 for I think it was 7 or 8 months. 2018 dove in, kind of like full time ish, but then again left for another stateside training, and then 2019 is when I left Keller Williams. His team went to Compass with Tony Elias' team. I was there from 19 through 22.
Yeah.
And then this year transitioned or joined to Finest City.
Oh, nice.
With Eric Baca.
Yeah. And we were talking a little bit about it, starting with Keller Williams. It's a great spot to start your career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Learning the contracts, learning Ignite, Bold, and then just getting around that people that are doing the same thing, that are starting with you at the same time is great.
Yeah.
It's great. But I think it's the best foundation. For me, it was honestly, Keller Williams, I learned a lot. Navigating the contract and procedures, timelines, and contingencies, and all that good stuff that you need to train or to learn in order to navigate a transaction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you started on a team then?
I did. I started with this team with Mauricio, and also at Compass was with another team, and now I just decided to do the solo thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's long overdue. I've been in it for a while, again, on and off, but I dove in this year full time and said, you know what, this is the year that I'm going to really, really dedicate myself to being a full-time agent and seen as a full-time agent, not only to my sphere of influence, but to everybody, to my colleagues in the industry.
Yeah. I think you did it right. Do you think, and I want your opinion, do you feel like starting with the team is better and then kind of branching off on your own, or do you think you could have?
1,000%.
Okay.
No, 1,000%. I think you have to be. I'd encourage everybody that first gets their license and that I've talked to recently that join a team. It's the best thing you're going to do in the world. Because when you first join, there's a lot of stuff, right? Moving parts, your MLS, your dues and fees here, fees there. Like, where do I start? There's 300 different options for lead generation. You're overwhelmed. So you do need a team leader to guide you, right?
Yeah.
Even a mentor too, right? So mentor and team leader to guide you and tell you this is what real estate is. And you don't get scared, don't get intimidated by all this stuff. Or now with social media, right? Comparing and just focus on your three things, or focus on what you feel resonates with you and vibrates with you, and just stick to that. So I think it's great. Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
being with the team.
and don't be scared. Like, you start with a team too, and you can add to this if you like. But if you start with the team, don't feel like you. And I feel like this is why people either don't want to start with a team or just don't go that way. Either, for one, the commission, they see the paycheck, like, okay, I gotta pay you, and then I still get like this much left. Like, don't worry about that. That's all gonna come around. Like, you're paying them for the knowledge,
exactly,
for the help. And then I just think, like, starting with a team, I feel like you're like bonded with them forever. You're like, oh, I don't want to leave them, and I feel bad if I have to leave them and do this, and I just feel like this. Don't feel that way. Hopefully the people on your team respect you enough to be like, it's time. Yeah, you're right. They want the best for you. We just talked about this out there. Like, we want this industry to grow, and we want the right people to be better people. Like, just build this industry up, build the right people, because again, everybody doesn't like real estate agents.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of just bad stuff out there, like, oh, I'm in it for the Rolls Royce and the Porsches and stuff like that. And yeah, it gets flashy because people use their money. It's their money, but they still work hard for it. But again, we got to build each other up. Don't tear each other down when it comes to that. And, so I think starting with the team is great. That's what I was trying to get at is don't be scared of, in a couple years, you're like, oh, I kind of outgrew this team, and I've talked to so-and-so over there, and you moved a couple times, and and you're in the right spot now, right?
Absolutely.
What made you go to, you branched off. There's plenty of places because you were with Compass.
I was.
And like we were talking about that you could have stayed with Compass as a single agent.
Good 3 years. Technology-driven company, amazing company.
100%, yeah.
Good people, good practices. It's just, for me personally, I needed to go on my own. I thought it was like the right time for me. I had learned enough. And this is going back to don't be scared. Like, go in a team, learn as much as you can, absorb everything. And once you feel the contract, the negotiation, and obviously you got good savings right in the bank. You got your savings.
Yeah.
Try it out solo. For everybody's going to be different in a different time. For me, it was a long time.
Yeah.
But I felt it was the right moment. So I went ahead and I started looking for brokerages. I talked to my brother-in-law about a particular one. I stumbled upon social media. I reached out to the broker and met with it a couple times, and here I am now. I did the move on February of this year.
Almost 11 months now.
Yeah, February this year, and it's been my best year.
Yeah, one of my favorite brokerages. Yeah, Finest City. Yeah, shout out Eric Baca. Yeah,
Homes and Loans.
Homes and Loans.
Yeah.
Now, do you like the buy side more or listing side? What?
So buy side. A lot of these last couple of years, I've been focusing more on listings. Obviously, I want to become a full-time listing agent, but I still love purchases, and I'll do them all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do your referrals come from?
So a little bit of everything. I was looking at my numbers this past year, Levi, and it's funny because they came from different sources. Like all of them, some from open houses, some from cold calling.
Yeah.
I don't call it cold calling. Sorry, it's warm calling because it's.
Is it? They don't call it cold calling anymore?
Expireds and FSBOs and expires FSBOs. And yes, that's it. But it's mainly a dialer, and so I get some from there. And this year, my focus is to get some from my sphere of influence, friends, family.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the toughest sphere to get.
It is because you'd rather get rejected by somebody you don't know as opposed to someone you know. But for me, it's tough. The transition of a conversation, like a casual, hey, what's up? Like, how you been? Right. By the way, you want to buy a house? Like, to me, that transition is a little bit. Awkward, right? But because you don't want to sell salesy, you don't want to sound pushy, but that's what I'm trying to accomplish this year and incorporate it to my business and have it be a good, maybe a good portion of my business this year. Yeah. Tap into that, like the ninja selling model, and because those are the people that know you, trust you, and like you, right? So they're going to do business with you.
Right.
I mean, but if you're around, you got to be around them, because if you're not, they're going to buy houses from Joe Smith.
100%.
Because you're not around, you're not calling them.
That's the hardest part. Like
yeah.
I said, I think that's the most depressing part, is that you're just like, your family knows, your friends know who, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, I went with my wife.
You
and
see
there's
a post,
somebody
right?
else. You're like, what the hell? How come you didn't use? Yeah, what happened? So you do have to stay in front of them and just kind of see. And asking for business is not a bad thing.
Of course.
I feel like we don't want to come off as sales, and you start the conversation with like, hey, how's everything? You never want to just jump in and be like, hey, you looking to buy right now or anything, or what's going on? But it casually comes up.
Holidays are great. I tell everybody in my office, holidays are amazing. So starting with Thanksgiving, right? You're prepping for the year, and then the conversation sparks about real estate, and hey, by the way,
yeah.
So after you give your 2 cents, right? So this is how the market is. This is what I hear, whatever. Like, this is what I've seen on the trenches. But by the way, like, what's your goal? So
Yeah.
what's your
Hey,
real
Joe,
estate
you
goal
still
for-
renting, right? Like, hey,
Yeah,
now's
what's
the
your goal
time.
for this year?
Yeah.
So holidays are great, and that's one thing I'm going to incorporate to my business and go after that sphere of influence, because I mean, I'd rather them do business with me than I'm a full-time 24/7 agent than somebody else, right, that they don't really know.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, we talked about this too. That's what I wanted to bring up, because you were doing half and half. You were working with Hertz, and then you were also an agent for a little bit.
I was correct. Yeah. So I was attached to the job because that's the paycheck, right? So that's the
comfort
of having that paycheck and peace of mind. But at the same time, if you're not emerged, and real estate is not a part-time gig, and it's taken a while for me to understand that, but it's the reality, and it kind of hurts, but it's not a part-time gig. You got to be there. What we were saying, right, for your clients, 100%. And if they don't know that they can rely on you for the most important decision of their life, like throughout the day, then I mean, there's a disconnect. I feel so. That's you holding the cell phone. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't. They only got 50% of your. Your right in front of you.
So I was with Hertz, and I said, which by the way, shout out to Hertz, amazing company. Learned a lot. They gave me a lot.
Well, now I'm gonna start renting my cars from them.
Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
So no, super thankful for that company. I left in good terms, but yeah, I wanted to immerse myself in real estate full time and go all in.
Yeah.
Committed, not interested, right? So and it's been great. This year is like I said, it's going to be my best year yet, and I'm super excited for implementing what I'm going to implement for this next year, and going even more hard.
That's cool. Yeah. So we were talking about like our network and our sphere. How do you I the only reason I know all this stuff about you is because I find you.
Of course,
anybody can just be like,
the media.
The media. Yeah. How are you hitting that? Like, are you feeling comfortable getting out there? And
so it's funny that you asked, because this year was my first year diving into video. We have an amazing media team at Finest City, and same podcast room. And I mean, I haven't used the podcast room, but
you should video. Because Tony helped. Give a shout out to Tony. He kind of helped set that up with Eric.
Amazing, amazing room. I mean, we have good equipment, and I mean, we have it for agents. Like, it's offered in our package. So none of the other brokerages offer that, and it's super expensive, as you know, right?
100%.
To have it there with the company, it's just huge. So this year's my first year. Doing video. I've done a couple of videos. If you see some horrible videos at the start of the year, you can like them, but it's going to get better. It's only getting better. And
I think everybody starts that.
Yeah.
Everybody starts. You have to start. No one starts like a proftional, unless you have a professional doing it for you. But no, everybody starts at a weird place. And then
there's a fear, right? I mean, you don't want to, because you can also do a disservice to you, like going on video and doing a crappy video.
But like, what's crappy? Just make it like, make sure you're not
that's
saying
why there's
wrong.
Editing, right?
Make sure you don't say there's wrong things. I mean, I think that's the part is like just
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
a lot of good stuff.
Bard will definitely help you out with the stuff that you need to. But I think it's why it's moving that way.
Exactly.
We've seen it here.
Exactly.
Because this studio is open to agents as well.
Which is awesome, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But this, ever since that stuff came out and was like, oh, okay, I can do this, and here's my script already. I don't have to like think about it for hours and days and then retype it. Now I just need to get in front of a camera. Yeah. So we provide the space, and dude, we've been so busy.
Nice.
It's crazy. Like people
It's
want
the
to come in
future,
all
right?
the
It's
time.
inevitable.
100%.
It's the future, and if you don't jump on it, I mean, you're just going to get behind and behind and behind, and it's just that's where it's headed. It's
Yeah.
all video right now. You got to inform your clients, and I mean, whoever you're targeting, you got to inform them and be in top of mind.
Yeah.
For sure. And videos,
Top of mind is big.
Video
Yeah.
is the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your first video you made?
So I think I made a mortgage, something along the lines of like an interest only loan or something like that. I did one, and then I did another one for seller net sheets, like what's a seller net sheet, what's closing costs. So I keep it short, maybe under a minute. Get some data, of course, from the internet, of course, from our office, from our colleagues, and then incorporate a little bit of the knowledge, but then the being a little bit also improvising too a little bit on it.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, those are my first couple of videos. Now I did one with top 6 things to selling your homes, like what to do if you want to sell your home for top dollar. I did one for selling your home as is, like the pros and cons. So I'm starting. I'm getting out there. And
do you feel like throwing maybe your family in there or anything? And
but I'm gonna do. I'm for sure gonna do a singing video.
100%. You should
next
be.
listing.
I mean, I want people talking about you this next year and just being like, "Have you seen Marco? Like, dude is singing."
That's gonna be for sure my next listing. And
that's your niche, dude.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. Find something that works for you.
Dude, I just heard about the rap realtor.
Yeah.
I heard about yesterday. We were talking about this guy. I mean, that's what he attracts, right? So
yeah,
and it's okay to attract a certain demographic, and if you don't attract other clients, if you don't attract other customers or other clients that they don't buy to that, it's okay, right? There's business for everybody.
We'll get you working here.
Okay. Sorry,
that's all right. It's talking with your hands.
Yeah.
I love everybody that comes in here. It's so funny because there's a lady yesterday and she kept going like she couldn't hear it. She didn't have the headphones on.
Oh, really?
But I could hear it in there and she just kept hitting it. I was like, okay, next time she's in here, I got to lift this up a little bit more and let her do her thing. But I'm so used to it now.
Yeah, you should be fine now.
Yeah.
But no family yet, Levi, on the videos. I should add the family too there. You know?
I mean, just a little sprinkle here and there because you know everybody, and even like your military, you go out there. I love seeing that stuff. That's what really like that one person that comes across you and you know it sees that you're not only doing this and you're doing that. That's everybody has their thing. Like I'll tell you a little secret about my wife. I literally watched her do the scrolling. I don't know what it's called, but it's just a scroll through the night. I rolled over and she's in bed and she just and I just wanted to see like, all right, what is she gonna stop at? What catches her attention?
Yeah.
And I kid you not, if a dog shows up on that screen, she will watch the whole video. It's just a dog. Dude, you know what I'm saying? And then if she likes the video, then I'm pretty sure she'll go and like, oh, I'm going to follow and then keep going. So it is in this industry, you got to find that. And
yeah, I agree. It's so funny that you mentioned that because my wife is like that with UFC.
UFC,
videos.
That's so funny.
She loves watching. She doesn't know anything about the UFC, but when she scrolls, she looks for UFC videos and she'll watch them for like a couple of minutes. And I'm like, when is it going to stop? Like, hey, what are you doing, babe? Like, let's go to bed. And she'll just watch those videos. And I'm like, wow.
She like the knockouts? Is how it is? You got to be careful.
I guess.
I know during COVID, my wife got really into murder mysteries and like how to get away with murders and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, what's going on here? Like, are you trying to figure out how to kill me? What's going on?
What's that CNN? What's it? I forget the series, but it's all about that, but murders and
And your wife's watching it all the time, and Well, that's cool, man. I'm super excited to see what you come up with this next year. You just went to Tom Ferry too.
I did.
What did you get out of that? I love hearing people's like
with
reactions.
The whole team. Yeah,
First time.
Tom Ferry. I've been in Mike Ferry once.
Okay.
In person, and then I follow his scripts and his prospecting clinics, stuff like that. But first Tom Ferry, he's amazing. He's awesome. For me, Tom was more about reality checks, like the things we should be doing as agents that we procrastinate and we don't do. And then video, right? He's talking all about video.
I know that's everybody's topic. Yeah.
Being on your client's face and the follow up and again, those things that we should be doing as agents that we kind of procrastinate or don't follow to the T, right? Following your schedule, time blocking, time management. So it's a refresher right? And coming into the year, it's perfect timing. It was perfect timing for us and the team to go in and just put ourselves on check.
Yeah.
You know?
He's genius.
He's amazing.
I mean, hitting that at the end of the year is just perfect because a lot of people like a lot of people you're calling right now, you're like trying to set up meetings and they're just checked out.
Dude, he gave a really cool text that I'm going to share with you guys. So you screenshot the Zillow estimate and then you just text it to your sellers, right? To your sphere. Like, hey, if I could sell your home for 7 to 10% more than what this estimate says, would you list with me before January 17th?
Wow.
So, I mean, powerful, right?
That's very powerful.
So stuff like nuggets like that I took that, I mean, the guy's genius. The way he articulates himself, the way he connects with people is just genius. He's really good. He's good. Good guy.
That's cool.
I'm a Tom Ferry member moving forward.
So. Oh, are you really? That's
Tom
awesome.
Ferry fan. Yeah.
Tom Ferry fan. Yeah. I was just talking to someone the other day about not cold. I mean, he does cold calling, but like warm calling and stuff like that. I think so many people are so scared about doing it that, and no is going to be no. There are people that will just curse you out on the phone, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you're not getting in front of them first, somebody's coming up right behind you. And it's going to be that. Whether they say, you end it with like, oh, thank you so much for your time and I really appreciate you. And you end it obviously very well. Mm-hmm. But, it's just like buying a car. Mm-hmm. You go out there and you're like, oh, I like the Kia Sorento. I'm going to go. And then all of a sudden you see a Kia Sorento there. Yeah. Oh, man, Kia Sorentos have been surrounding me this whole time. But your focus wasn't there until you actually saw until you were actually into doing it. Yeah. So you going out there and being like calling these warm leads and talking to people, they're going to, the next conversation for them at their, Christmas party or holiday party is going to be like, oh, Tom and I are going to move here. And they're like, oh, I just had an agent call me about like, and he's offering me this sorts for my house. And they're like, you should do, it's just planting the seed and then you're the top of mind.
Exactly.
So I think people who are scared about doing it, just do it.
I always tell them like, you don't know them. Like you're not in front of their face. So if they cuss, if they hang up, then be it. Like go to the next caller. Like for me, it's just one of my first gigs before Avis when I was super young, and I don't want to tell this. I think I had a fake ID to get a job here, and it was a telemarketing job. So I learned a lot from like scripts and calling and being on the phone and the no's. Like I don't care. Like it's whatever, right? Every no gets you closer to a yes, right? So, right. It's just a numbers game. So go and it's a dialer, so it's easy. So it's just dialing in. But
we're a little bit softer now in this society.
Exactly.
We don't like that like that.
Yeah.
We're a like person.
Exactly.
We're not there's no thumbs down on Instagram.
Exactly.
So it's harder for our young kids. We got to teach them like, hey, no is going to be okay. Yeah. You just got to go and get that no.
Yeah.
It's going to get harder, man. Exactly. It really is. Exactly. So I appreciate you just grinding still.
Absolutely.
We got to teach that
going back to the basics, right?
Yeah.
What works, what's always worked. So I'm just blessed and grateful that I learned it through good mentors and I get to apply it now on my own,
Yeah. And I think it's our job to be those good mentors out there.
100%. Like I think sharing is caring and especially for those new agents, I knew what it felt when I came to the industry. I was lost. Like where do I start? Like, I had a team leader, but he's busy, he's running the 8 members and, or the 8 agents. And I mean, I had a lot of questions, Levi, a lot of questions unanswered. And I think I went through that for a good couple of years. And I wish I would have had someone like I had, like what I know, the knowledge that I know. So I always like to share it with everybody. Like, hey, this is what I went through. This is what worked, and this is what not worked. Yeah. So don't do this because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
This will get you here, and I always like sharing it with everybody. So
that's cool.
So yeah.
Now in hospitality, that's you've heard some like what's your worst hospitality story?
Ooh, I have a lot.
Because I'm sure I was the only reason I bring this up is because I was getting my coffee this morning. I was walking out of the coffee shop and I heard this guy on the phone. And he was either calling his travel agent or whoever like booked the plans, and he was just being like, "I'm paying $600 a night, and I can only get it for like." And I'm just like, I've been in hospitality too, like I'm like, oh, someone's getting it on the other end, and
crazy. So there's many. I mean, in South Beach, imagine. So I worked at the Delano Hotel, the Shore Club. I saw some crazy stuff, but probably the craziest was these guys partied in a room for, I think it was like from Thursday to Monday, and there was like housekeeping call down, and there was blood in the sheets. So we all came up. The guy was in the shower, like, It was crazy scene. So a lot of stuff, a lot of
And you had to take
stories.
care of yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in front desk and then sales.
Oh, front desk I think is the hardest.
You see everything, right? So it's
And you hear
the walk of
everything.
shames every
Yep.
morning, right? So,
That and people who are complaining are coming to you.
oh yeah, for sure. Like every hour of the shift, right? But a lot of cool stories. So I got to meet Will Smith, Jessica
cool.
Simpson.
Yeah.
I checked in Kate Moss, and I took her valuables, and I hung out with her for a little bit. Jamie Foxx, I saw him sing privately.
Oh, yeah.
At the lobby, and it was great. I mean, a lot of good stories. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
And it's translated to who you are today in real estate. And you can deal with anything at this point. You can deal with bloody sheets.
Oh, yeah.
I think what's the craziest thing you've seen in real estate? Is there any?
God.
Like,
A lady took me. I did a rookie mistake, and she took me to Alpine Julian to show property a whole weekend, and then we went to see land in Campo, and then she just ghosted me.
you did yeah.
So 3 days in my car, driving them around and the family and going like opening homes for them. That was like the worst mistake I've ever probably done. And looking back to it, it still hurts. You know?
Yeah. How do you feel like you would have made that different now that you look back?
I mean,
at it?
obviously, we know now that you got to get pre-approved, right? And showing that pre-approval letter, proof of funds, or whatever. But
A lot of people don't.
it was yeah.
A lot of agents don't like just yeah.
I think you read it, right? So
Yeah.
if you know the person, if you know they can buy, then I mean trust.
Well,
trust
there's a
your instinct.
pre-approval letter and there's a pre-approval. I think there was something else that means really nothing. I just had. I was
So there's a
listening to-
pre-qualification. It's very informal, and then
Yeah.
the conditional pre-approval letter states a little bit more detail,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
the one
purchase
you want.
price or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's a full approval, right? So
Yeah.
that's like running a desktop underwriter, and then they get a desktop underwriter number, and that's when you know they're fully approved, right?
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10 times the lenders will send you the pre-approval, the one in the middle, the pre-approval letter, and that's how you know they're legit, right? But nowadays, I trust my instinct. If it's a good friend and I know them,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take him out. I don't care. Like, let's go see property. Like,
Yeah.
I know you're approved. I know you can buy. So I think you play by your
Yeah.
instinct.
But don't drive all over.
Don't try.
If you don't know.
Don't go to Alpine or Julian for 2 days straight and then come back on Monday all discouraged and
Yeah.
and people ghost you. But wherever you are, that client, no grudge. If you want to buy,
Yeah.
hit me up.
Your stuff's still around.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you got a pie when you're out there at least.
Oh my God, I did not.
Well, Marco, man, I appreciate you coming in. I want
the contrary, Levi,
Yeah,
thank you.
dude, this is so cool. We'll have to do this again.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
I can't wait to see what
Let's do
2020.
it quarterly. Let's do it.
Yes,
Let's check in
dude.
4
Hey,
months.
you need to start your own. You're good at this. No, seriously, you can come
Honestly,
out and start your own podcast,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Start interviewing your
a good
sphere.
idea.
Your sphere. Get them out here. Get your people.
Dude, that's a good
You're
idea.
big into golf. Let's
Golf.
dude.
Yeah,
We got to golf too sometime.
absolutely.
Well, I like to always finish with our segment, our episode with finish this sentence.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, dude. No wrong answers.
All
If you
right.
got to think about it, you think about it, you know.
Okay.
All right. Should I start with this one? I don't know. Everybody stumbles on this one, but I love
Yeah.
doing it to you. All right, I'm going to do it with these. I know this is weird, but I really like to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
I know this is weird, but I really like to. It kind of goes back to your wife,
Oh,
like
shit.
that,
Wow.
with just scrolling and finding UFC stuff. I'm the same way, dude. I'll tell you this. I know this is weird, but I like to watch gambling videos. Going back to like I'm a gambler, but not like I'm gonna lose my house or like I like going Vegas. I don't spend that much, but for some reason I like watching people win jackpots. I don't know what it is. It's the hardest thing to get away.
Let me think. I know this is weird, but I like to.
Do you sing mariachi in the shower?
I do, but
Oh.
no, wait. So to sneeze, I like to to sneeze. I'll grab a little like napkin and I'll make
You milk
yeah,
yourself sneeze.
I don't know. That's a weird thing, but yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah, a little tickle in there.
Tickle
Get a
to
little
sneeze.
tickle to sneeze.
Yeah,
Hey, that's great. Got to get them out sometimes.
got to get him out.
That's funny. I don't think anybody has never done that. I've definitely have been,
Yeah.
That's so funny. All right, I laugh when.
I laugh when somebody falls. Or
Really? Dude, you're not the first person to say that. That's kind of funny. This other lady was in here, was like, I liked when they fell, right, Tony? Yeah, that's so
dude,
funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that they get hurt. Oh, yeah, let's put that on there. Like, he's not don't hurt yourself when you fall.
Yeah.
First, just check if they're okay.
Yeah. Dude,
And
I
then you
watched
start laughing.
these kids. I watched this group of teenagers and walking down the street. And I just watched it happen, like just driving, and they were all walking, and this one kid went around this either a mailbox or something and didn't see this bus, full cement bus stop. And just shinned it right. I mean, and they all froze and he froze, and you could see him just like, pulling that away. It was just all bloody. And I was like, oh, kind of funny, but I also was like, that hurt. Yeah. But you like to just see him just.
Whenever somebody falls or any accidents or any, you know what? Also road rage. I just laugh at road rage.
Do you really?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just funny to me. Like people, they go at it so hard.
So hard. I watched one the other day.
It's crazy. Like, don't life is so short. Like why go into it nowadays? You're seeing like murders and shit. Like it's crazy.
That scares me 100%. And it's, it's all captured now too, which is scary. But yeah, I watched this guy and I haven't seen it in a long time, but cut off. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but then car swerves in, and they don't understand. It's not just the person that you're enraged with.
Yeah.
You're affecting everybody around you.
Yeah.
Anything could happen,
Exactly.
And he gives the finger, and I'm like, but people, it's just a finger.
It is.
It means nothing.
It is.
It really. Do you really care what that person, the little finger means to you? Like, just if we can stop that, maybe we can just be a better society. But then now I see this other car like getting back at him, and then they drove off on the 163.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I hope it turns out okay. But yeah, you just never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you got to laugh it off. It took me a long time to do that, but now I'm the same way. I'm the yeller.
Yeah.
Until my wife was just like, they can't hear you. I can hear you, but they can't hear you. So why don't you just tone it down
or mute it? Right? Do you like your crank? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. All right, I would die without.
Oh man, I would die without. Man, I would die.
You can be cliche. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
what's something you just love?
my son, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to be blessed, man. You're blessed.
Yeah.
Almost how old now, you said?
He's 11 months.
11 months.
He's going to be 1 in 1 week.
One week.
Crazy. Yeah.
A Christmas baby?
Christmas baby.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Right? I mean, what a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that just the best?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I still pinch myself every morning.
I know.
It's crazy.
You catch him. How many times a day you think you kiss him?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
Right?
40, 50.
Isn't it weird? Like you're holding this human being and you just cannot, you can physically, like if you thought about it even, you just would, okay, I'm not going to kiss him right now. But then you're sitting, there's something about a baby that you just always want to just, that love.
Yeah, and it brings back to mind a legacy, right? I would die without a legacy.
Yeah.
Leaving something in this world.
Right?
Yeah.
That you created, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, it gives me chills.
Good
I know.
Yeah.
I got a 13-year-old that I was like, oh, man, how have I kept a kid alive that long? But yeah, it's right. It's about legacy and raising them right, man.
Of course.
It's a tough one.
It is.
New parents, man. You got a tough world for you, and ever-changing technology.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be there for them. That's all I can say. All right. I love it when
my wife has dinner when I get home. I love it. It's not every day, but
I love it.
Shout out to my wife. She's the best cook ever, and she doesn't cook that often, and she doesn't know that she's like the best cook ever.
Mexican?
Mexican.
Yeah.
From Los Mochis, Sinaloa, but she cooks the best food ever, and so I like it when I get home.
When you get love dinner. That, dude. That's mouth watering. I love that. My wife out there, please. All right, just a few more here. Right now is the perfect time to
buy home.
I love it. Buy
home. Best opportunity. No competition. There's so many good deals out there right now with seller credits and negotiations and buy downs. I know you hear that. That's probably, we're talking about the most talked word in the year for real estate. It's 2-1 buy down, right? And marry the house, not the rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's buy
Buy
a property.
now.
Yeah, buy now.
You're not going to get that same home later.
Opportunity
Yep.
knocks.
All right. The advice I would give a new agent.
Get a mentor. Get a mentor, somebody that's going to guide you in what we talked about, answer those intimidating questions. There's no stupid questions. Ask as many as you can. Learn the contract. It took me so many years to learn the contract. Like actually read it. I never read it, like read through it.
Yeah.
Still to this day, Levi, I still have a lot of like unanswered questions, like questions that I have going into a transaction for negotiation, right? So, because it's always a different story. It's always a different scenario. It's always different moving parts, contingencies. So get a mentor, know the contract, and don't be afraid to go into a team.
Yeah. Get in the team. I also think partnering yourself or just multiple partners outside of,
Absolutely.
Your lenders, your title people, your escrow
Reach out
people,
for them
like
to help.
reach out. They're leave that part up to them as well. You can learn a little bit, dabble a little bit, but if you can find the right professionals there and they're leading you in the right stuff, go to workshops, do the right thing. So
yeah, get involved in the real estate community. There's NAREP, there's VAREP, there's so many real estate associations, lending. I mean, like you said, with your lender partner, they want to see you grow.
Yeah.
So get involved in the real estate community, PSAR, SER, whatever the case may be. So you're out there, you're exposed to all that information and all that networking and opportunities and such.
Yeah. I heard a stat that they're 40% of the real estate are not renewing their license this next year.
Wow.
That's huge. That's, what we talked about. Almost that number is like 240,000 people over the country. Like, and that's because of the fact that
you know what, Levi, it's definitely getting harder, and then it's definitely not for everybody. I think that a lot of people came in to the industry in COVID and thought because everybody's buying homes left and right and selling. And I mean, when they saw right now that you actually got to go into the office, you actually got to make some calls.
You got to negotiate.
You got to go negotiate. You got to do open houses every Saturday and Sunday. You got to lift your signs. You got to do this. You got to do that. Then like, they're like, oh, we got to work for a check. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. It's gotten a lot tougher, and I mean, it's all about doubling down, I guess, right? You got to double down on whatever your lead generation you have, just double it down, because it's going back to the basics and actually working, right? Working hard for that check,
very
for
cool.
that commission check. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for
taking
time out. I know you're busy end of year, getting stuff all dialed in.
Gotta go get those.
You gotta go get a gift, and we won't tell who you're getting the gift for, but you're gonna be traveling soon. If you would mind looking at that camera, tell people where they can find you.
Absolutely. So my IG, which is the most popular tool right now, is at barnett.properties. Facebook, Barnett Properties, Marco Barnett, and I'm also on LinkedIn as Marco Barnett.
Awesome. Yes. You got a phone number? Anybody want to reach out to you?
Yes, absolutely. 858 area code 257-8039.
Habla español.
Habla español también, a toda la comunidad hispana, a todos los latinos, mexicanos, mexicoamericanos. Aquí está su agente de bienes raíces dispuesto a ayudarles con cualquier compra, venta o información general del mercado de bienes raíces. Con muchísimo gusto estamos para ayudarlos.
I love it. I need to go back and learn Spanish myself. Tony always makes fun of me. But
he's the first one, actually.
What?
He's the first person that actually gives a commercial in Spanish.
Oh, really? Yeah, we should do those more often then. I mean, I feel they're underserved still. To this day, and I'm not going to say who, but a very, very important person in the Hispanic real estate community said that the future of real estate, believe it or not, is going to be the Latino buyer and seller.
100%. I believe that.
So we just keep growing and growing and growing. And so, it's going to be huge.
Yep.
So I feel they're underserved. So agents out there, let's go after our Hispanic community, help them out with home ownership and get them informed.
There you go.
I love that.
That's a huge lack of information out there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're misinformed. Every time I help out a family, a Hispanic or whatever Hispanic descent, then they're intimidated. They don't know what's out there for them as far as like first. The question I always say, primeros compradores, right? What do I get for being a first time home buyer? So they don't know, right? The grants, the down payment assistance, all that good stuff that's out there for them. So So another mission for this year.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony, for pointing it out.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to see what 2024 brings. Marco, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Levi.
Of course, everybody out there, thank you so much for such a great year. I don't know how many episodes we produced, but every time I sit down with somebody, again, I don't know our guests that come in here.
Yeah.
Marco and I met for the first time today, and we're just hitting it off. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the vibe. I love what you're doing. And,
Thank you,
and
Levi.
keep
Thank you.
grinding, dude.
Thank you.
Tony, tell everybody where they can find the What's Next podcast.
Or you guys can find the What's Next podcast at YouTube. Go check it out right there. Leave a comment. Share with your friends so they can know more about this information, guys. Also, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And I think we are all over the place, guys. So
YouTube Shorts.
do that.
Let's
YouTube
do it.
Shorts.
Yeah, we got everything.
Share it with your friends. Everybody that needs to know about this.
Everybody's driving these days, so like find us and just listen
Yeah.
to it.
Good
You're looking
road
for a
trip.
podcast. Yeah,
Good
good
road
Exactly.
trip.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Share this with your tío, alguien que ocupe saber más de
There we go.
esta
real estate, de
información.
bienes raíces, sí.
Exactamente, yeah.
Marco, you gonna take us out with a little song?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do it,
do
bro.
it.
Let's do it. Can
El rey, el rey, el rey.
He doesn't even need the microphone. I love that.
Let's do el rey.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, pero el día en que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar. Llorar y llorar, llorar y llorar. Después me dijo un arriero que no hay que llegar primero, pero hay que saber llegar. Con dinero y sin dinero hago siempre lo que quiero y mi palabra es la ley. No tengo trono ni reina ni nadie quien me comprenda, pero sigo siendo el rey.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's
that
go.
was the end of the years. That's what I needed. Let's go.
Let's go, 2024.
Wow,
There we go.
2024. Thanks again. All right,
you.
Tony, take us out, buddy. That was
right,
awesome.
let's
I can't top that.